The papyrus, putting on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you see how it is, it's so inviting. The papyrus, we're all so alive. The papyrus.
Nigerian News Digest, June 12, 2025. The headlines. APC youth leader demands immediate enforcement of Supreme Court ruling on local government autonomy. Afenifere leader calls for federalism, state police in Democracy Day message. CSOs hail Matawale's educational reforms, urge 2027 return. Olawepo Hashim hints at 2027 presidential bid after North Central Youth endorsement. Taraba government donates 50 million naira to Mokwa flood victims in Niger State. Bode George urges Tinubu to forgive Fubara as he did Sanwo-Olu. Wike survives private jet engine failure, recounts experience in church. And now the news in detail. A youth leader of the All Progressives Congress APC based in Dubai, Sadiq Saleh Osude, has called on President Bola Tinubu to direct the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to immediately enforce the Supreme Court's landmark July 2024 judgment on local government autonomy. The court had ruled that it is unconstitutional for state governments to withhold or manipulate local government funds through joint accounts or impose caretaker committees. Osude described the continued delay in implementation as a threat to the grassroots development and a betrayal of the Renewed Hope agenda. Osude, author of the popular opinion piece Renewed Hope for Local Democracy, Tinubu, CBN, and the Quest for Local Government Autonomy, argued that President Tinubu must now match his legal victory with swift administrative action. He urged the president to order the CBN to credit local government accounts directly, bypassing state governments entirely. He warned that some governors are already lobbying commercial banks to circumvent the ruling by citing local government debt, a tactic he dismissed as unconstitutional. He also recommended the creation of a public financial tracking portal to show local government allocations monthly. Osude's intervention comes amid growing pressure from civil society, labor, and policy experts for immediate enforcement. With a new Federation Account Allocation Committee FAC meeting approaching, many see this as Tinubu's chance to solidify his legacy as a champion of true federalism. In another development, Afenifere leader and elder statesman Pa Ruben Fasoranti has reiterated the call for deepened federalism and the establishment of state police as Nigeria marks Democracy Day. In a heartfelt statement from Akure, the 98-year-old statesman reminded Nigerians of the sacrifices that birthed the current democratic dispensation, particularly the role of NADECO and civil society in ending military rule. Fasoranti emphasized that democratic consolidation remains a work in progress and called for unity across ethnic and political lines. He lamented ongoing insecurity and insisted that true policing must be local to be effective. The other statesman appealed to the federal government to heed long-standing calls for state and community policing systems, echoing Afenifere's position that only a truly federal Nigeria can ensure justice and peace. He described the essence of the June 12 as a testament to Nigeria's collective resolve for equity, justice, and progress, urging continued vigilance and collaborations among progressive forces to preserve democracy for future generations. And now from Zamfara State, a coalition of 14 civil society organizations in Zamfara has praised former governor and current Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, for his far-reaching educational reforms during his 2019 to 2023 tenure. In a joint statement, the CSOs commended his proactive approach of funding the UBEC initiatives that unlocked 5.5 billion naira in grants for the state, enabling the construction and rehabilitation of over 1,200 classrooms and equipping schools with tens of thousands of desks and ICT facilities. They also cited teacher welfare policies, including the promotion of 6,500 teachers and backlog payments, alongside scholarship debt settlements and interventions at tertiary institutions. The group described this education agenda as visionary, noting that it marked a turning point for human capital development in the state. Calling on Matawale to seek re-election in 2027, the CSOs asserted that only he had the leadership credentials to complete the transformation he began in the state's educational sector. In another development, former presidential candidate Dr. Gbenga Olawepo Hashim has hinted at a formal return to national politics ahead of the 2027 elections, following his endorsement by a coalition of youth leaders from Nigeria's north-central region. In a social media statement, Hashim thanked the coalition, describing their support as a call to national duty at a time of growing economic and security crisis. The former student activist and entrepreneur emphasized the need for a leader who transcends regional politics and delivers on unity, reforms, and economic rejuvenation. His endorsements, analysts say, reflects a strategic realignment among younger voters eager to move away from entrenched political figures. Hashim, who ran for president in 2019 and has remained vocal on governance issues, pledged to offer categorical clarity on his candidacy before the end of the year, positioning himself as a truly Nigerian candidate with a track record across civil society, business, and political sectors. And talking matters from Taraba State, the Taraba State government has extended solidarity and financial support to flood victims in Mokwa, Niger State, donating 50 million naira to assist in recovery efforts. A delegation led by Senator Manu Haruna visited Mina to present the donation to Governor Umaru Bago, expressing Taraba's deep condolences over the disaster and described it as a national tragedy. Senator Haruna stated the donation was part of Taraba's commitment to national unity and shared humanity, stressing that the tragedy in Niger State was one that affected the whole nation. Governor Bago expressed gratitude, lauding Taraba's act of compassion and calling for more interstate solidarity in the face of natural disasters. In another news, elder statesman and PDP chieftain Bode George has appealed to President Bola Tinubu to reinstate Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State, whose position remains in political limbo amid ongoing disputes. In an open letter, George referenced the president's recent public forgiveness of Lagos Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, suggesting the same clemency be extended to Fubara. George anchored his plea on the symbolism of June 12th and the spirit of democratic justice, noting that many who fought alongside Tinubu in the Nadeko struggle have passed on. In their memory and for the sake of democratic maturity, Fubara should be reinstated, he said, invoking the legacy of his grand-uncle, Habat Macaulay. The appeal comes amid persistent tensions in Rivers State and raises fresh questions about the federal stance on subnational political crisis. And now talking FCT matters, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory FCT, Nyesom Wike, has confirmed reports of a recent near-death experience involving engine failure on a private jet he boarded. The incident, captured in a now viral video, showed visible distress as the pilot struggled mid-air. Wike, whose voice could be heard praying in the footage, later confirmed the incident in a public testimony during a church service. In a video shared by media influencer Tunde Ednot, Wike recounted the life-threatening experience and expressed gratitude to God for sparing his life. The revelation has since sparked a flurry of reactions online, with many calling for tighter aviation safety oversight and clearer emergency protocols for public officials. The development adds a dramatic chapter to Wike's high-profile political journey, underscoring the vulnerability of even Nigeria's most powerful political figures.
The papyrus, hoodie on my table every month. I don't want